Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I originally wasn't going to do an intro for this video because I figured might as well just get straight into the food, but I realized I'm barely in this video at all, so I thought I would just jump in and quickly say hi. You guys know the drill. I've done like 3 or 4 of these videos on my channel before, but I figured I would do another one now that I'm not in school anymore and I'm actually cooking a lot more of my own food. We've tried a couple new recipes throughout quarantine that I wanted to share with you guys, and I figured since I'm cooking the food that I'm eating, I can actually kind of show you guys how to make it as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you find some new food ideas, and let's get straight into it. I always feel so weird doing these videos because I literally go like months without recording any voiceovers, and then I have to do a video that's basically entirely based over voiceover for like 15 minutes. So if I sound kind of dry or anything in these voiceovers, I promise I'm not trying to be. It's just I don't know how to act over voiceover anymore. We're starting off the video with a good old acai bowl. My sister actually surprised me with this. I was just sitting in my room and she brought it up for breakfast. I just had that with a bit of granola and some blueberries and raspberries in it. A+. For lunch this day, we went out as a family to this restaurant called Potato Head, which has easily become one of my favorite restaurants. They have the best vegan Impossible burgers, so that's exactly what I ordered. I just got that with a side of fries and drank some water with that. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, these clips don't make it look the most appetizing, but I promise it was really good. My mom had just bought some fresh bread this day, so she decided to prepare some bruschetta for us to have as a little appetizer before we had our dinner. And then when it came to the actual meal, I had kind of a mix of random stuff because my parents were barbecuing, so I just kind of had whatever veggies and stuff were available. So we cooked some quinoa, sweet potato, cauliflower, and had some leftover spinach that we needed to get rid of. And then I also cooked a Beyond sausage to eat on the side with a bit of ketchup. For breakfast the next day, I decided to go very, very basic and just made some avocado toast. You guys know how it's done. It's not really anything unique or special. I like to add a couple of pomegranate seeds on there just to add a little bit more flavor. But other than that, it's your typical avo toast that you've probably seen on every influencer's Instagram. I only filmed me making one of the slices, but I think I had 3 in total, so it definitely filled me up. I recently discovered this vegan Greek-style cheese, which I guess they're not allowed to call feta because it's not actually feta, but was basically a vegan feta cheese. So I decided to try and make a Greek salad for lunch. So for the recipe, I basically cut up some cucumber, tomatoes, paprika, onion, and some olives along with the feta cheese and added a bit of olive oil on top of that for the taste. Super basic, but it was really good. Because Greek salad obviously doesn't have any carbs in it, I was still a little bit hungry, so as a snack, I had a banana. Tuesday's dinner was also quite a basic one. We bought these frozen dumplings a while ago and I've been eating them quite frequently, so I just fried those up in the pan and steamed them after with a bit of water to get them cooked on the inside, and ate those with a bit of rice and soy sauce. And this was actually my dad's birthday, so my family had a little bit of cake, but obviously I couldn't eat that, so I had some of the vegan Ben & Jerry's chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream. This came out recently, and it's so damn good. I loved this. Like, this used to be my favorite ice cream flavor, so being able to eat it as a vegan makes me very happy.
Look, express.
Oops. On Wednesday morning, I made some banana oat pancakes. I have these all the time, but I don't think I've ever put them in one of these videos, but I basically just combine some oats, banana, and oat milk, blend that all up in a blender, and add some cinnamon and vanilla sugar to it, and cook those up in a pan. They're just a little bit of a healthier version compared to normal pancakes. I like having these with a bit of peanut butter just because I feel like it mashes well with the banana. Put some icing sugar on top of it with some raspberries and blueberries, and voila, they're probably not the prettiest pancakes, but you know what? They taste good. I had one of my friends over on this day, and for some reason we just didn't really have a proper lunch, but we combined like a bunch of different snacks. So I had some bubble tea, I believe this was a passionfruit green tea, and then my mom had picked up some kale on the Ow! Oh my god, I just hit my elbow. What I was trying to say was that my mom had picked up some kale at the store, so we decided to make kale chips for the two of us. We just took the kale off the stems, coated them in some olive oil, and then topped that with some salt and paprika seasoning, and popped that in the oven till they got crispy. Highly recommend trying to make these. They're obviously super healthy, and they just make a good snack. We started watching Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and because we finished the kale chips super quickly, we also had some of these Harvest pea crisps that were actually pretty good, along with some bark thins. These were the ones with pretzels in them. And then for dinner, I went out to this place called Loving Hut, which is a vegan restaurant. I go here purely for this dish that they have, which is a like fake sweet and sour pork. Holy shit, I don't know what they put in this, but it's so damn good, and it's not even expensive, so you really get your money's worth. Because I don't go here very often, it's easily become one of my favorite meals, so if any of you guys decide to go here and try it, let me know what you think. Thursday was kind of weird because I woke up late and then I had plans later that day, so it wasn't really worth it to make breakfast and lunch, so I just went straight into lunch. Oh, no, I'm stupid. Damn it. I wanted to try a new recipe that I hadn't tried before, so I decided to attempt making vegan mac and cheese. I found this recipe on TikTok, so I will link the original TikTok down below if you guys want more details about how exactly I made it. But obviously you can see me adding the little paste that I ended up with into the macaroni, and it actually turned out quite creamy. I was surprised with how accurate the consistency was. Overall, I feel like it was missing a little bit of flavor, so I wouldn't say it turned out exactly like normal mac and cheese, but it did turn out as an okay alternative. You guys basically shat on me last time I had jambalaya in one of these videos because my mom made like a vegan version of it. So we did a retry this time, and I think it turned out a lot better. We added some Beyond sausage in here to make it resemble a traditional jambalaya a lot more, but I had that for dinner this day. We had some really nice ripe mangoes in the house this day, so I decided to make a mango passionfruit smoothie. My mom helped me cut this up because obviously I was filming, but I just put that in a little blender along with some frozen banana, oats, then we had some almond milk yogurt and some chia seeds, and I blended that all up. I also tried really hard to get those artsy smoothie clips. It didn't really work because I wasn't using my proper blender, but this was my attempt, so there you go. One thing that we got our hands on in quarantine was a huge chunk of just minced Impossible meat. So I started experimenting a lot more with different recipes that I could recreate that I used to love when I still ate meat. And one of those things was this Thai basil stir fry that we used to have quite frequently. So I made that with some Impossible meat and really wanted to include that in this video. So basically what I did is I cooked up some of the Impossible meat. As you can tell, it looks a lot like normal beef, but obviously wasn't, and combine that with the seasoning that came in the seasoning packet. Finally, I added a little bit of basil and ate that with some rice, and holy shit, this was so good. As you can probably tell from this video compared to my other what I eat in a weeks, I've been trying to snack a little bit less this day. However, I did get a little bit hungry, so I decided to make some edamame just to keep me from getting hungry before dinner. Yum. And then I went out for dinner with some of my friends to this restaurant called Privé, which I've been loving because they have really, really good vegan options. And I just got this Buddha bowl with a bunch of different veggies in it. You guys can kind of see the variety of different things that were in this. And I think they topped that off with like a sesame sauce. A+. For breakfast the next day, I decided to make some scrambled tofu. If you follow me on Instagram, you've most likely seen me story a photo or two when I've made this dish before. It's super easy to make. You basically just fry up some like broken up tofu in a pan and combine that with onion, tomato, and spinach. And then to add a little bit of taste with some spices, I add turmeric, paprika, salt, pepper, and then some amino acid spray. The turmeric adds quite a yellowy color, which makes it resemble scrambled eggs quite a lot, but don't be fooled, it doesn't really taste the same at all. But I just had that with some rye bread on the side. That was my breakfast. I was kind of seems to make a proper lunch, so I just decided to do some Indomie. If you live in Asia or have been to Asia, you most likely will recognize this brand. It's super famous, but it's an instant noodle, so I just prepared the noodles, and the seasoning that it comes with is actually not vegan. So basically what I do is I just use the seasoning oil and the soy sauce it comes with, and then add a bit of like onion, garlic powder, pepper, and stuff like that on my own, and that just kind of makes up for the flavor that you're missing without that seasoning packet. Obviously super easy to make. I just ate that in bed while I watched some Netflix. And then for dinner, we're back again with the impossible meat. This time we decided to make a vegan spaghetti bolognese. I really don't get how they do it. I swear this tastes exactly the same as normal minced meat that you would get. And we even got my dad to try it, and he said he'd be willing to have impossible meat instead of normal meat. So that was a success. On the side with this, we also had a bit of broccoli that my mom cooked up, and then my dad prepared these tomatoes that he does his special way. He just adds a bit of seasoning, onions and stuff on it, and those were a good side as well. And for the final day of this video, breakfast was an easy one. We had some fresh bread, so I decided to cut some slices of that and then put some of this German spread on it. I don't really know how to describe this spread. If you're German and you know Leberwurst, it's kind of like the vegan version of that, but I just had that on some bread. And I guess having bread for breakfast wasn't enough for me because I decided to make a grilled cheese for lunch. I use this bio cheese, it's the cheddar version of it, and it works pretty well and it melts nicely, so that's just what I put inside with some butter and some white bread in the pan. I was trying to show the way that the cheese stretches, but I found it really hard to get it on camera. But you get the idea. And for the final meal of this video, I had my friend Nads over and we decided to cook together. So we made like a kale, quinoa, stir fry type of thing. You guys can kind of see the ingredients that we put here. We cooked some tofu in the pan, cut up some bell pepper, kale, chickpeas, and some garlic as well. And then we slowly added all those ingredients into a pan along with some sesame seed oil, some soy sauce, and some other seasoning, and made that all into one big mix. I was low-key a bit unsure about this combo because I would usually never have like quinoa with soy sauce, but it actually turned out surprisingly well. And that wraps it up for everything that I ate that week. I know some of the meals were a little bit repetitive. You've probably seen some of the breakfasts that I've made before in my other videos. I find it really hard to come up with new breakfast ideas. I don't really know why. But other than that, if you guys enjoyed this video, obviously give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you're not yet subscribed. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!